So you guys remember when I said that Leadhead hid or privated 3 of their videos? Apparently those are the 3 videos that got a lot of people in the same sphere that they're in that gave them head scratchers and raised eyebrows, and then people start going back into their content and start looking into the content. But those 3 particular videos are the one that got everybody going like, what in the world is going on here? Are we trying to build a cult? So since those videos are privated, I'm gonna have to go through other channels to be able to react to them. But this one particular video is through the channel goddammit Malcom. I'll be linking that channel in the description. So I'm gonna have to go through his reaction to get through this video basically. Anyways, let's get into it.
When I was a little kid, one of the children's books that my mom kept around for me was The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. I remember liking the illustrations, and I was a big fan of exploring the woods and climbing the trees around my neighborhood, so I really gravitated towards the book. It's a pretty contentious little poem about a tree that gives and gives and gives until eventually she has nothing left to give.
Yeah, that's a very, very popular book. I remember reading that book in my country. I think it got translated in a whole bunch of different languages, but it's a really, really good book.
Think much of it when I was a little kid, but rereading it as an adult, I'm forced to wonder why my mom gravitated towards that book in particular.
Because it's a very popular children's book, that's why.
And it's actually a really, really good story, from different angles. It's a really, really good story, in my opinion.
Would you believe me if I said that my fiancé and I had a 19 and a 20-year-old pair of kids?
So you guys, here it comes, buckle in. Oh, and this video is going to end up being a 2-parter to give you a heads up, because I'm trying to keep them short so that way they're a lot more digestible. Yeah.
Well, it's complicated, seeing as I'm only 26, but we do. For the past couple of months, found family...
Hang on now, back up.
Rereading it as an adult, I'm forced to wonder why my mom gravitated towards that book in particular. Would you believe me if I said that my fiancé and I had a 19 and a 20-year-old pair of kids?
No. No, because you don't, because they're mind-fucked adults. That's what they are.
Complicated.
Oh, and some of the parts, Malcom took me out of his reactions. So I'll be leaving some of his reactions because they took me out. I'm sorry. They're funny. The way he reacted to this whole thing, I was dying.
Seeing as I'm only 26, but we do. For the past couple of months, found family has been a pretty prevalent theme in my video.
So, by her logic, she had kids when she was 6. So remember, she's 26. And the kids, in quotation marks, one is 20 and one is 19. So she was popping out kids at the age of 6.
This idea of people I've met and become friends with taking on the role of...
I don't like this bastardization of found family. Found family doesn't mean that you adopt like full-ass fucking adults and like groom them into whatever weird shit that you're into. A found family is like my family abandoned me, and so I found all these people that are like my family.
Exactly, Malcom. Exactly, Malcom. And a lot of people do this, but not to this point. Like, hey, that's my cousin. Hey, that's my sister. Even though you're not necessarily related, they are taking this whole fun family thing into an uncomfortable place. She is starting to sound more like Papi and Zena by the minute.
It's not like they are literally your family. Like, that's fucking crazy.
Family members in my life. This could be something as traditional and familiar as a girlfriend that you live with and see every morning as you wake up and every night as you go to sleep, or a roommate who's like a sister to you.
Yeah, there you go. That's what you have.
It takes the form of a friend group who you love as if they were a family. Good times, bad times, financial distress, car troubles, drama, it doesn't matter. Most people who find themselves in relationships like these are trying to make up for the dysfunctional families that they grew up in. And
that's not always necessarily the case. In some instances, yes, but it's not the case all of the time. And I feel like right here we're trying to plant seeds of excuses. honestly, if you ask me, because this whole thing is uncomfortable.
So whatever happens to a found family member, however they grow and change, found families are supposed to stick together and support each other no matter what, in the same way that they wish their biological families had been capable of. At least, that's how sacredly I view the found family dynamic. Though it's worth clarifying that trauma is not a prerequisite to having a found family, a lot of the time it can be a pretty big motivating factor in seeking that sort of dynamic in your adulthood.
Which is a problem.
While I think it's pretty uncommon for specific familial roles like mom, grandpa, or uncle to be established within a found family, that isn't unheard of either. Well, one day my fiance and I, along with the two youngest in the household, were going to the grocery store to pick up what we would need for dinner. My girl and I were both in a pretty bad mood, but these two were just running around all full of energy, grabbing all the snacks.
Why are you being so fucking creepy and pervy about it? The little ones, the littles were scurrying about in the grocery store.
And these are like full-grown adults. So my question is, were they behaving this way to appease Leadhead here, or Penny, because she goes by Penny? Were they acting that way to appease them in this role? Because this is all so uncomfortable and bizarre at the same time.
They're adults, you fucking weirdo. I hate this.
And candy that they could carry to the register. They got so distracted that they even lost track of us and had to look all around the grocery store to find us again. Once they finally did, the youngest, this 19-year-old boy, called us Mom and Mom. That little joke...
I would call the police. If somebody did that in my presence, I would call the police. I'd be like, help, there's a horrible situation unfolding, you guys.
You guys, you see why I have to leave some of Malcom's reactions to this? This is so funny. I'm sorry, I want to stop. I'm in tears right now. This is why I have to leave some of his reactions to this, because they kill me.
This is worse than Ruby Frankie. We need to get the fucking FBI in here, dude. This shit's whack.
Bolstered by the obvious aesthetic similarities of two kids running amok while the fiancé and I spent upwards of $50 to feed them and the rest of the family for the night, felt different to me.
And keep it in mind that these so-called kids are the roommate that help them pay rent, that have jobs. So also keep that in mind too as well.
Never in my life have I been called mother to someone unless there was some sort of sexual connotation at play.
Okay, shut up, Malcom. Me first. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Hold on to your tits, you guys. This stuff. This is wild. This stuff is wild.
Oh, she's saying the quiet part out loud! You fucking sicko! You sicko! Oh my god, bro. Also, mother is not sexy. Oh yeah, mother. That's certainly what people are saying, isn't it? Yeah, mother. Oh, euthanize me. I identify as a puppy suddenly. Put me down, I say.
And also by going through this one particular video, especially this one, it makes a lot of sense why they hid 3 other videos. It makes a lot of sense. They were not... Everybody's going like, wait a minute. What do we have going on over here? Yeah. Now I'm curious what the other 3 videos had, what they have to say in them.
But that's not what this was.
No,
weirdly enough,
called
it felt more like it was his way of saying thank you for cooking for us tonight and thank you for putting up with my high energy. But there was a part in my fiancé and I's minds that really appreciated it. Being in a crappy mood, innocent people, it felt like something new that my fiancé and I could bond over, something we hadn't experienced together before. If we're a family and her and I are the oldest and these two are the youngest, then yeah, I guess we're moms together. It's a cute thing to be able to say about my girlfriend and I.
Again, you guys, roommates, 6 years apart. No, you're not the mother.
This was before I ever proposed to her, so it was a little bit of a step for us, honestly. Well, as
It's a big step adopting kids over Discord, I agree.
the weeks went on, our boy was calling us mom and mom more often.
That's
it got to the
fucking
point where he felt
weird.
like he was being disrespectful when he called us by our actual names, and now it's weird when I do hear him say them. I don't
That's
think I've actually
horrible.
heard him say Penny in months. Next thing I
That
know,
makes me
we're
wanna
giving him
die.
all sorts of advice and making sure he doesn't stay up too late when he has work the next day, making sure he eats enough, teaching him all sorts of life lessons about being trans, as
And remember, we're talking about full-grown adults. These are the roommates that also pay the bills. Just a reminder.
He'd only transitioned about a month prior to all of this, and
This is like, I hate to say it, guys. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. This is the shit that makes people scared of trans people. If you're out here adopting adults and educating them in the ways of the trans in a really weird, creepy fucking way and alienating them from their families, that's gonna make people scared. That's kind of fucking weird.
Okay, I think what's going on here, we're trying to build a polycule in a weird type of way. We're trying to grow a cult here as far as I'm seeing it. It's making me very uncomfy. And found families is nothing new. I've seen them. They're not gross. They're not uncomfy. This is gross and uncomfortable.
They should be scared. I would be scared. I'm scared right now.
even going into some sexual education stuff when necessary, as his
If this is supposedly your child and you're like, okay, so this is how you scissor. It's like literally call the cops. I'm getting on Indeed right now and I'm starting to apply for jobs with the FBI.
You guys can see what I mean. Malcom said, if you're teaching a grown adult how to scissor, I'm calling the cops. I am dead. I am so dead. I'm sorry. This is why I'm leaving some of his reactions in here, because to make it lighthearted, this whole situation lighthearted.
I'm doing it right now. We're gonna pause the stream and we're gonna do job applications, you guys. Every single one of us, we're all applying. We're all gonna see each other at Quantico. It's gonna be so much fun, and we're gonna take care of this. Okay, this is my higher calling. Okay, this is fuck all the years that I've put into work and school. Fuck it. We're changing careers. This is my midlife crisis. My midlife crisis is saving young, impressionable adults from being groomed into puppycules. This is my new calling. We have to start a whole new fucking division of the FBI to deal with this shit because this is insane, bro.
And honestly, I don't disagree with him. I don't disagree with him.
homeschooling has completely robbed him of all sorts of information about how his body works. It's honestly scary. So, that sexual education thing, that really sounds like innuendo, right? Well, I'll be the first to say that when I first met him, I thought we were just gonna be friends with benefits or something.
You guys, you see what I mean? Oh my god. I told you Leadhead's videos, I know they're a slow burn, but you see what I mean? This is insanity. This is absolutely whack.
I thought that we were going to be friends with benefits, so I adopted him and I'm now his mother! What in the Stuart Little shit is this? I went to the orphanage to adopt a child, but instead I found a soulmate.
Even Malcom is lost for words right now. I'm sorry I made the screen that he is reacting to a little bit bigger so you guys can see Penny's video a lot better. So sorry, but yeah.
After all, my fiance and I are in an open relationship. It definitely wasn't off the table as an option. But as time went on and he came to us for more and more advice, and we started taking...
Okay, so in case you missed that. So since her and the girlfriend are in an open relationship, when they got these new roommates, she was pondering having sex with the roommates before they decided they're going to become kids. Are you following along? I hope you are following along.
Taking more and more of an interest in his well-being and development, that motivation in him and I's relationship pretty quickly vanished from my mind. Suddenly, I completely stopped caring about how I looked around him. I just dressed for comfort exactly as I would if I were home alone.
Okay, dress for comfort as if you were home alone. That can be interpreted so many different ways. Are we walking around naked? I wish you would have elaborated on this part.
He really did see us
Tits out for the boy. Like, oh my fucking god. Oh, you guys. All the pain in my heart. What do we do? What do we do with this cursed knowledge? What do we do, guys? How do we re-enter society tomorrow? How do you get up in the morning and get ready to go to work tomorrow, knowing all of this? How do you guys do it?
Well, simple, Malcolm. We just pretend that we didn't just witness or hear what we just heard. That's how we do it.
How do you not carry this with you? Oh my god.
This is his mother's, and we, with a little bit of time, started to see him as our son. He wasn't just a friend, he was like, well, he was my boy. That's the crazy thing for me.
Here comes the boy. Hello, boy.
In every relationship I've ever had, I was either focused on being a good partner or being a good friend. And in almost every friendship
Paisley, are you still here? Where are you? Paisley, my brother in suffering. Oh my god. Help me.
I've had since my later teens, the possibility of fostering a sexual dynamic has always been floating around somewhere in my mind.
Oh my god. I swear to God, you guys. Leadhead / Penny is just like Poppy. Overly sexualized. How do you... So these people just walk around looking at their friends like, oh yeah, I was so smashy right now. It is weird. What kind of a friend group are you guys in? Oh my god.
This young man, though, he only showed me a new type of love. One that I've never felt before. I've loved as a friend, and I've loved as a romantic partner, but I'd never loved as a mother before.
Because you're literally fucking not. This is exponentially worse than white women who are like, yeah, I'm a mom of 2 fur babies. This is like... Millennials were just cringe with this shit, you guys. Millennials were like, yeah, I'm a mom of 2 cute cats. And you were like, shut up. Like, you're not a mom. That's so embarrassing. Now we've devolved. Like, this what generation is that? Gen Z, right? Millennials, Gen Z. Gen Z, I don't know what happened. Gen Z needs to be stopped. Somebody has to stop Gen Z.
And I don't disagree with him. I don't disagree with him. Now we're in poppycules. What is the other ones? Oh my god, there's so much, you guys. I do not disagree with him at all.
Because they took like the quirky kind of cringe, like, I'm a cat mom, into like, I'm the mom of a real adult puppy. A real adult human puppy that I wanted to fuck upon first meet, but then decided that I fit the mother. Like,
oh, ew. He puts it that way, it really punches you in the gut, doesn't it? Yeah.
I've been in a position where I feel like I'm willing to damage a friendship with somebody for the sake of helping them grow as a person. But that's where I am with him. A lot of the time, I'm not his friend. I'm his mother, and he needs to stop getting in fights with his sister and never...
Like Malcolm said, you're not his mother. You're his roommate. Roommate that pays rent. Jesus Christ, you guys. You see what I mean when I said I fell down a rabbit hole? These guys are very, very interesting. I'm trying to find more people who are similar because I'm fascinated by the whole thing.
...steal one of my cigarettes again because he's too young.
He's too young to... He's 19. I want to die. I want to die. Do you know what would happen if one of my friends was like, Malcolm, you're a little too young to be smoking? Immediate throat punch. To right here. You hear that shit pop. Okay? You hear that shit pop. Give me a cigarette is what I said. And you heard me when I said it. Give it to me. Give it to me, Rachel. Like, I'm unwell. This is ill. This is ill, brother. 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 You guys. What do we do? What do we do?
Young and handsome to be doing that to his body. This is kind of where I started to enter a personally turbulent phase in this whole relationship. There were just so many different fears in my head. Was I taking this too seriously? Was I diminishing his agency as an adult?
Yes. The answer is yes. You're taking this too seriously, and it is creepy.
and infantilizing him?
Yes.
Did he just start leaning into the mom thing as a lighthearted goof, but now he felt like he was in too deep for all of this to back out?
Yes, that's exactly what
For having
happened.
such a deep emotional stake in him seeing himself as my son?
Yes, all of the above, yes.
That layer of fear diminished with time. Things like me fixing up his car.
It shouldn't have. If you have to ask yourself, is it fucking freak behavior that I'm infantilizing this grown-ass adult and putting him in this really weird, almost, like...
That part, Malcolm. That part, infantilizing grown-ass people. Remember, even though she's particularly talking about the boy, there are 2 roommates here. Yes.
Grooming him into being okay with this weird fucking dynamic that I cooked up in my fucking schizo head. If you have to ask yourself that question, the answer is yes. I've never been in a situation where I'm like, wow, am I infantilizing this adult and putting them in a compromising situation where they put all of their trust, safety, health, well-being into me and see me as a paternal figure in a way that's inappropriate? If I am asking myself that question, the answer is yes, unequivocally. Normal people do not ask themselves these fucking questions because they don't put themselves in these situations where they're literally grooming people into this weird fucking psycho-social sexual dynamic that you have to work through to satiate your puppy mommy fucking trauma or whatever the fuck. I'm sorry that your mom read The Giving Tree to you one too many times as a child, but you can't make everybody suffer with you, okay? Let the boy go.
Yes. Free the boy. Run, boy, run. Run for your life.
Let the boy go. I don't want to do this. Let him go. Jesus Christ, dude.
For him and giving him rights to work while his car was still out of commission, teaching him how to replace a flat tire, or my fiance and I letting him share a bed with us when he was too anxious to...
No, dude. If you sleep with your parents after the age of like 10, and 10 is pushing it. 10 is pushing the limit. If you let your kids sleep with you after the age of 10, that's weird. That's weird. That is weird. That's odd. That's odd. And this is your proverbial child, and you're like, oh, come and sleep between mommies.
Well, to be fair, also remember at the beginning of this video, she did say that she was sexually attracted to them. So, you get my drift?
Come sleep between mommies. I'm so not okay.
Sleep alone, or taking him out on car rides to try and talk to him and give him life lessons.
Take him on car rides because he's just a baby.
That his biological parents and youth group upbringing completely failed to give him, and the way he started to trust us in different ways than he trusts the other people in the house. All of it helped to dissuade those initial fears, and those fears were finally killed off when one day, in the name of the full disclosure I preached so hard in my video 2 videos ago, I had a candid conversation about those fears with him, and he told me that he did legitimately see my fiance and I as his mothers, and that he felt more home.
And that's when you say, that's fucking crazy, you should get therapy. That's when you hit him with the, talk to a professional about this because this is nuts. I'm not your fucking mom.
See, Malcolm, see, you seem to forget that infertilizing this grown person, and I don't know, I feel like somewhere in there is some sort of sick sexual gratification out of this whole thing. I don't know, I could be wrong, but that's what I'm getting.
I'm not your fucking parent. I'm your age. I'm not your fucking mom, dude. You got some shit you gotta work through, and I am not a licensed professional. I'm just somebody with a mommy kink. Like, what the fuck? What are boundaries? What are they? What are they?
Here than he ever did with his biological parents because of the maternal love that we'd been pouring into him. So I had all of those fears that I was just overreaching whenever I'd adjust my...
I don't know, you guys. Do you think this is just a kink? Or do you think this is grooming these people into a puppycule and a polycule? What do you guys think? I don't know, man.
rearview mirror so I could keep an eye on him in my backseat, but...
Did she make him sit in a booster seat too? Dude, dare I say this is worse than Stockholm? Dare I say that this is worse than Stockholm? Dare I say? Dare isn't even helping right now. I don't...
Those fears eventually subsided, and I got comfortable with the fact that we were his mothers, and that was an immutable fact of our dynamic. However...
It's an immutable fact of our dynamic. What do you think immutable means, bro?
That's when a whole new set of fears clicked into place.
that
Oh,
you're
Jesus Christ, I'm 26 years
groomer.
old, and considering I only transitioned at the age of 22, I'm basically just a 4-year-old trying to raise a kid with...
No, you're not a 4-year-old. You're a 26-year-old. I don't know. You're trying to build a puppycule and a polycule and whatever else insanity you got going on with yourself. A 4-year-old? No, you're not a 4-year-old.
a found family member he calls...
You're not. No. If you just started transitioning, you're basically like here's the comparison, okay? And this is what I say all the time. I see trans guys all the time be like, "I'm 2 years on testosterone. Why don't I have a whole beard? When am I gonna get a beard? Beard? Anybody? Beard? It's like, dude, you're basically like, I would say you're like hormonally in the ballpark of like a 15-year-old. Like it's like you're going through that first hormonal cycle that would be like parallel to that of, you know, somebody going through like a natal male puberty. You how many like fucking 15-year-olds do you see with a full ass beard? It takes a second to you know, mature through hormone replacement therapy. That's different than being like, I'm basically a baby. I'm basically a newborn. Like, what baby is in the process of growing tits? What baby?
Oh. I mean, Malcolm has a point. God, I hate it here.
What baby is developing secondary sex characteristics? I'm like 5 minutes away from calling this person a pedophile. I've been tap dancing on the line. I truly have. It's taken a lot. But we're bordering into pedophile territory rapidly.
So, yeah, you guys, this is part 1 of this video. Again, trying to make them digestible. Whew. So, yeah, look for part 2. I'm so mad now. I have to dig and find the other 3 videos and try to figure out what those videos are that she hid. I'm so mad. We'll find them. But anyways, you guys, thank you for watching. I will catch you in the next video. Let me know what you think about this whole situation. Let me know what you think. But have a good one. Later. Bye-bye.